Good morning, everyone. Respected heads of various departments, Dr. C. Gomadi, the senior member in the college, respected HOD Mechanical, Dr. Karthikeyan, Dr. Prasanna Devi, Dr. Bhaskar, and other HODs, respected parents, aspiring engineers, beloved colleagues, good morning to everyone present here. First of all, on behalf of the management and on my colleagues, on my own, I welcome the aspiring engineers to join the prestigious SRM group of institutions, that too in Vadapaleni campus. First of all, I appreciate the aspiring engineers who are joining this SRM group for two reasons. One is, the foremost reason is that they have chosen the evergreen three branches of engineering, that is EC, mechanical, and computer science. These are all the branches right in the engineering field for a long time. That is why they are called evergreen branches, since it has got more prospectus and more demand in the engineering field. Generally, the students would be choosing only these three branches almost in all the engineering colleges. That is the reason that in Vadapaleni also, we are offering only these three evergreen branches, though we have got the permission to offer the other courses. The second reason for appreciating the students joining SRM is they have chosen the right decision of having selected the Vadapaleni campus to start with their engineering career. I can mention a lot of reasons for telling this point. Let me list out at least a few points to support my argument. The first one is the campus is providing university ranks every year, right from the inception year. This campus was started in 2009. Right from 2009, every year this campus has been producing the top three university ranks, at least two ranks in all the three branches, right from 2009. In the convocation, they are awarded along with the other campus students. I just want to tell you that only three ranks are selected among all four campuses of SRM AST. Out of these three ranks, at least one rank would be there for Vadapaleni in every year in every three branches. That is the main the uniqueness of our Vadapaleni campus. So because of this reason, I can tell that Vadapaleni is focusing more on academics. Okay, so the teachers working here are focusing more on academics, are highly dedicated. That is the reason that we are able to produce these ranks. Though the cream layer students are joining, mostly joining Katangalatur, we are the people producing the university ranks every year. I can proudly mention this. So you also should be happy that you are joining a good place where you can exhibit your academic talents. And the other reason is that the campus timing is 8 to 3. So right now we are conducting the classes through online. We are going to conduct the classes through online. So the timing would be slightly different. When it starts in physical mode, the timing would be 8 to 3. So the students would be getting more ample time in the evening to undergo the value-added courses because of less travel time. Because the students joining Vadapaleni are staying nearby Vadapaleni. Almost within 2-3 kilometers, they will be staying nearby. So the travel time would get reduced considerably. Because of that reason, they will be able to spend their evening time to do their homework, to undergo some value-added courses in the nearby centers. Or in our own institutions, we are supporting the average students to pick up. Hello. I request everyone to mute their mics, please. And the other reason is that this campus is located in the heart of the city. Okay, so it is easily accessible, and even the students can get the access to the other facilities like the centers offering the coaching for the GRE, GATE, and other competitive exams. So these are all the various plus points when the students are studying in the city campus. Okay, this campus is otherwise called as a city campus. Okay, the other reason is that Sridhar sir, Mr. Sridhar, can you kindly mute all the microphones? Okay. And other reason is that sorry, my mic also has been muted by the organizer, sorry. And we are able to arrange more number of guest lectures with the support of the industrial, the persons, eminent persons from the industries located nearby. And since IIT and IIIT are located very nearby, we are able to bring the professors from IIT also to give the guest lectures to our Vadapalani campus students. And we arrange more number of industrial visits. More club activities are taking place in Vadapalani campus. So these are all the some points I can mention here to say Vadapalani campus is the best campus, and that is the reason that I am appreciating the aspiring engineers joining Vadapalani for having taken a right decision to start the engineering career, that too in a premier institute, that too in a good campus, that is Vadapalani campus. Okay, well, though the campuses is very small in size compared with the other campuses, you should not underestimate the facilities available at Vadapalani campus. Since we admit only 3 branches in Vadapalani, only CA, CEC, Mechanical, we have got less number of students. For the students, what we have in Vadapalani, we have got enough facilities at par with Katangalathur or the other campuses. Even the management also is providing all the supports, necessary supports to provide the academic facilities in Vadapalani campus. Okay, some of the equipments which are available in Vadapalani are not available in some units, I can say. Okay, then other thing is that management is giving the importance equal to that of the other campus to Vadapalani also. You might have noticed this in yesterday's orientation program also, in induction day, sorry. In yesterday induction day, you might have noticed that Tatangalathur and the Vadapalani campus were combined together for celebrating the induction day of the first year BTech program. So from that, you could have understood that Vadapalani campus is not ignored. It is given equal importance to that of the main campus. Even I was sharing the dais along with the pro-chancellor, vice chancellor and all. So from this, you can understand that Vadapalani campus, though it is small in size, it is no way inferior to the other campuses. Okay. And I hereby assure the aspiring engineers and the parents that we would certainly give our best to fulfill the dream of the students joining in this institution to become knowledgeable, employable, and honest engineers after spending 4 years study at this campus. So with this, let me start my orientation. I'm going to talk about the various facilities we have, the curriculum what we follow, the system we are following, the procedure for the students and the parents to follow up. All those things, let me throw a light on all these things in a short period of time. Madam, can you please share the PPT? At the end of the session, you can note down the numbers which I am going to show to you, the email IDs and the phone numbers of the various responsible persons of Vadapalani campus. So for any queries, you can directly contact them. Here, we don't fix any time for the parents to meet the teachers. Okay, so at any point of time, the faculty, the students, the parents can meet their respective department faculty members as well as me to get all their doubts clarified, to support in all the
Dr.
meetings.
Durai Velu.
Hello? Sridhar sir, you please try to mute the phones now and then of all. Sir, you can share the PPT. Yes. in presentation mode. Okay. Next slide. Okay, so as I told you earlier, this Vadapalani campus is one of the four campuses of SRM IST. Okay, you should not get confused with the other SRM group of institutions. In simple, I can say that there are four universities attached with the SRM group. One is SRM IST. The main campus of SRM IST is functioning at Katangaluttur campus. The second campus is at Ramapuram. Third one is at NCR, National Capital Region, Delhi, Modi Nagar. And fourth one, of course, this is the youngest campus of all four, is at Vadapalani campus. So we are the Vadapalani campus. Okay. And the other three universities, there are three more universities. One is SRM University, Haryana. Third one, SRM University, Sikkim. There is one more university functioning at Andhra Pradesh, Amravati. So the other three universities are the state universities. They have their own curriculum syllabus to follow. We are no way connected with them, though they are attached with the same group of institutions. But this campus is connected with the SRM IST, which has got four campuses. Okay, as I mentioned, this is one of the four campuses. I can say that the curriculum, the examination, the transcript, the convocation, placement drive, semester abroad program, these are all the common features of SRM IST. Okay, so the students, what they are studying at Katangaluttur will be studied by Vadapalani campus also. The examination, end semester exam would be common, the question paper would be common, the evaluation would be done in a centralized manner. Even the transcript also will not carry the name of any campus. So the students need not worry about the name of the campus where they are studying. How they are performing is very important. Similarly, the convocation is conducted at Katangaluttur only for all four campuses put together. Considering the size of the auditorium they have, we conduct the convocation at Katangaluttur. Vadapalani campus students also will be participating along with the other campuses in the convocation. That is the reason that I told you earlier that in the convocation, only 3 top ranks are given the medals. Out of the 3 ranks, our Vadapalani campus students are getting 1 or 2 ranks every year. That is the specialty of Vadapalani campus. So the placement drive also is done in a centralized manner in Katangaluttur campus. Just a minute. Just a minute. Sorry. So this campus is other point is the semester abroad program. Okay, semester abroad program is a scheme through which the SRMIC students are facilitated to go abroad to spend 1 semester in the overseas universities with which we are tied up. Vadapalani number of students getting this opportunity is more when compared with the other campuses, proportionately more, okay, for the strength what they have. That is another advantage of studying in a small campus. Though the size is very small, there are many advantages of studying in a small campus because the students will be getting more opportunities. For example, if there is a club, SIA club, if I say one club, SIA club, Society of Automotive Engineers, there must be only one club in a campus. Okay, so when the students are studying in thousands in mechanical engineering in Katangaluttur campus, for all the students, there will be only one club. Similarly, for Vadapalani, even if the number is very less, again we also have one club. The number of students getting the opportunities of representing various clubs is more in Vadapalani campus. These are all the many advantages of studying in small campuses. Okay. Then second point, this SRM IST. Okay, that is not only this campus. All 4 campuses are attached with SRM IST are affiliated to UGC. Okay, since the courses are treated as a professional courses, what we are offering in Vadapalani, MBA and BTech programs, these 2 programs are affiliated to AICT. So the courses are approved by AICTE. If someone is asking whether the courses are approved, you can straight away tell them that though the university is a deemed university, the courses are approved by AICTE and the university is affiliated to UGC. And I'm proud to mention that SRM ISD has got accredited with the A++. Only a few universities have got this A++ status in India, and SRM is one among them. And there are many other accreditations we have got. We have got ABET for some programs in main campus. We have got QS 4-star ranking, and recently we have been awarded by the Ministry of HRD as #2 university in India for Atal Innovation Ranking. Okay, so though we are missing the #1 ranking by a margin, small margin, we are very proud to mention that because of the research activities going on and various research activities, appreciable number of funding projects and the research activities taking places in SRM ISD, we have been given this prestigious award by the Ministry of HRD. The campus timing, of course, when the classes are conducted in a regular manner, the timing would be followed as 8 to 3 p.m. The library timing, though the students who are coming from the hostel can get into the library just half an hour before the commencement of the classes, and similarly up to 5 o'clock they can spend in the library. Okay, and we are providing the necessary facilities in the hostel also for the students to make use of the library facility. Apart from the central library, we have got a department library. The students can approach the department also for taking some of the books with the support of the faculty members from the department library. Of course, all Saturdays and Sundays are holidays, but we are planning to conduct the classes on Saturdays also in this semester because of having missed many classes due to the COVID pandemic. But generally the Saturdays will be holidays. Why I'm mentioning here this point is that the parents should note down that if they say that they go to campus on Saturdays, you have to ask why they are, what is the necessity for them to go to the campus. When we conduct extra classes, obviously we are informing all the parents, especially the parents of the girls students, if there is any extra classes conducted in the evening or on Saturdays, we definitely inform the parents about the conduct of additional classes for their students, so that you can take necessary steps to give the safety and the necessary transport facilities to your wards. The list of holidays is available in the SRM University website, the common website, which is nothing but srmisd.edu.in. Okay, and due to the space constraint, we allow only the two-wheelers. That too for the students who are coming with the helmets and ID cards and university parking stickers only. The cars are generally not permitted for parking, but they can get into the campus and students can get out, and then the cars can leave the campus. Because of the space constraint, we are not able to provide the four-wheeler car parking in Vadapalani campus. Fees payment, okay, any payment is accepted through only online or at rare cases in the DD format. Okay, so please don't give any money. I am requesting the parents not to give any cash to the students to pay any fees at Vadapalani campus. So everything is collected through online or in the form of DD. The DD should be drawn in the name of SRM ISD for any payment. Okay, whether it is a tuition fee payment or to purchase any book or to pay to the club activities. Okay, so we collect the DD. If it is DD, it is in the form, it should be drawn in favor of SRM ISD. Next slide. Mr. Sridhar? Okay. National group insurance coverage. Here, the students, all the students, and a single parent of the students, of any one of the parents, is covered by the national group insurance. The expenses of the insurance premium is borne by the management. Okay. Similarly, we have the SMS alert facilities. When the student is absent for a day or even for 1 hour class, immediately the SMS alert would be sent to the parents. So here the important point is that the parents should give the proper mobile number Even if there is any change in the mobile number, you have to communicate with the PRO madam, the student coordinator, Mrs. Batmarao, for updating your mobile number so that you will be getting the SMS allowed without any issue. Okay. And you, as I told you earlier, you can meet the HOD, dean, class advisors, or faculty of any subject at any point of time during the college hours. There is no particular time to meet the teachers or me or HOD. So anytime you are welcome to interact. The parents are welcome to interact with their respective department and faculty members. Sir, previous slide. Yeah, that is right. Please put it in a PPT mode. Next slide. Yeah. Okay, so there is a parent login facility. I'll talk about the parent login facility at the end of this slide, how to get the details of the students, their wards attendance, whether there is any fees pending. All those details can be viewed by the parents without the help of their wards. So I'll let you know how to view the particulars through our website at the end of the slide. We have got Wi-Fi facility where the students can get the Wi-Fi facility for the laptop, iPad, what they have for browsing the study materials during the college hours. We have got the other facilities of good water facility, first aid facility. SIMS health card is provided to all the students. In the first year, the SIMS department, the doctors would be visiting our campus to give the SIMS health card after doing all the diagnosis at campus itself. And similarly, if you want to avail any facility in the SIMS hospitals, there is a concession for the students as well as for the staff members of SRM IST Vadapaleni campus. This is not applicable for other campuses, only for Vadapaleni campus. And you need not worry about the security system, what we have at Vadapaleni campus. The entire campus is covered by CCTV camera. Around the clock, we have got the security personnel. However, I advise the students not to bring any valuable items, jewels or any other valuable items. If you bring it, you have to have it on your own risk. Next. Next slide, sir. It's a Sridhar? Yeah. Okay. We have got various clubs. Okay, the club activities would be mentioned by the respective heads during their presentation tomorrow in the department orientation. Just I want to tell about the common committees, the clubs available for our Vadapaleni campus. We have got anti-ragging committee. Because of the active members of this committee, we don't find any problem during the last few years. No untoward incident that took place in the recent period. So this anti-ragging committee is very active. This committee will be talking about their activities after my address. You will come to know the various precautionary measures taken by this anti-ragging committee. And then we have a section committee, which is nothing but the committee for the welfare of the girls students. As per the UGC norms, every university should have, every institution should have this committee. Here, this committee is functioning very actively. It conducts various programs for the welfare of the girls students, and even we are arranging the scholarship from the AACT through this section committee. Okay. And we have class counselors, class advisors. I request all the parents to note down the names and the mobile numbers of the class advisors to interact with them constantly, to know about the academic schedule, to know about the examination schedule, to know about the academic progress of your wards. In touch, even if you are not able to visit the campus, at least over phone you can collect all those details from the respective class advisors. And we have yoga, NSS as a course. in the curriculum itself, it is included. However, we are providing these activities in an appreciable manner. Our NSS students are volunteers are contributing much to the society. Okay, this also will be explained by the yoga teacher, NSS teacher during their class hours. And the unique advantage of studying SRM curriculum is that we have foreign languages in the curriculum itself. This is not offered as an additional course. This is one of the mandatory courses of our SRM curriculum. So in Vadapalani, we are offering, because of the strength what we have, we are offering only 3 foreign languages: German, Japanese, and French. The students can choose any of these 3 languages, and these languages are taught in first year. Okay. And career development courses are offered right from the first year to the third year. That is a specialty of our curriculum. Okay, even after seeing the effectiveness of these career development courses, many universities have started adopting these CDC courses in their curriculum. But we have been offering this course for a long time. So this is for making our students to become employable, marketable at the end of the third year itself. While they are attending for the placement drive, the knowledge what they have gained through this career development courses would be helpful to them to get placed in big companies. We have got various department clubs. I'm not going to talk about all those club activities here. That will be explained during your department orientation. Apart from attending various programs, various activities in Vadapalani, the students are permitted to go to Katamanuthar also to attend common events like Milan. It is a cultural fest. Yearly, it is conducted in a grand manner. Our Vadapalani students are also permitted to go and attend this fest. And Arush is a technical fest. The students would be allowed to exhibit their talents in the form of various formats in project, or they can participate in paper presentation and the other things. So in these 2 activities, we are generally motivating our students to go and attend along with the KTR students every year. Next slide. A dress code, though we give some freedom to the students to come in an informal manner, generally we advise the students to come with a formal dress, that is normal pant and shirt for the boys and sudidar for the girls. Okay, we don't permit the t-shirts, round neck t-shirts, but collar t-shirts are allowed, but round neck t-shirts are not allowed, and the jeans also we don't permit. So please, I request the parents to ensure that your wards are coming with the proper dress code, because appearance is very important, mainly for the engineers. And wearing ID card inside the campus. If any of the student is found not wearing ID card, definitely the student will be questioned. If the student is repeating this mistake, definitely he will be fined. The main reason for insisting the students to wear the ID card is to find out the strangers, the intruders into the campus, because the outsiders can easily get into the campus if we are not following, if we are not insisting the students to come with the ID card. So in the previous years, we had better experience. Some of the outsiders got into the campus, they stole the costly items of the students. So to catch hold those culprits, to avoid the outsiders getting into the campus, we request all the students to wear the ID card always. Even the faculty members, everybody would be wearing the ID card, including myself. So that is mandatory inside the campus. And the medium of instruction is only English. Even if the students want to talk with their faculty members in Hindi or in Malayalam or in other mother tongues, the faculty members, I request the students also to converse only in English inside the campus. The classes start exactly at 8 o'clock. The regular late arrivals would be definitely questioned. There will be a team standing in the corridor. They will ask the students the reason for coming late. So I request the parents to ensure that your wards are leaving in time from the campus. and those who are regularly coming late would be definitely questioned. And important point is that at 8:05 the attendance would be closed for the first hour. The students would be permitted, however, would be permitted to enter into the class to attend the classes, but the attendance would not be given if they come late to the college. Similarly, the same system would be followed even after the post lunch hour and post tea break also. Next slide. Okay, now let me throw some light on the regulations. These are all the very important points, even for the parents. I request the parents to have a look at these regulations, because based on the regulations only the assessment will be carried out, and you should have thorough knowledge on your regulations. The batches, the 2000, this batch, you can say this batch 2020-21 batch joining SRM IST will follow 2018 regulations. Okay, though you belong to 2020-20, the regulations what you are going to follow is 2018. In general, once in 2 years or once in 3 years, the regulations as well as the curriculum will be revised. In the last 2 years, we have not revised the curriculum. So this year, the students would be following still 2018 regulations. Okay, there will be enrollment at the beginning of every semester. Okay, so for doing this enrollment process, that is for enrolling the courses what they want to study in a particular semester, how to be enrolled in the URP. For that, the students should have paid the annual fees. Otherwise, the students will not be permitted to appear to do the enrollment process, as well as the students will not be permitted to appear for the end semester exam. They cannot move to next semester without completion of the enrollment activities. And to obtain the degree, the total credits, minimum credits required is 160 credits. Every credit is different from the, I can say, the weightage. This is nothing but the weightage afforded to the particular subject. The subject is of a practical type, practical kind, the weightage would be less. If it is of theoretical type, the weightage would be more. Even if it is a problem-oriented subject, again the weightage would be more. Based on the weightage, the credits would be generally fixed. Generally, the theory papers would have the 3 credits. For the problem-oriented papers, it would have 4 credits. For the joint courses means there will be both theory and practical component for a subject. That subject will carry 4 credits. Okay, so the credits are nothing but the weightages awarded to every course. Here we will be calling the subject by the name course. So you should not get confused with the specialization you are studying or with the course. Course is nothing but a subject. During your school days, you might have used the terminology subject. Hereafter, you get practice to use the term course. So every course will have a different credit. The total credit should be earned is 160 in order to get a degree. Okay, for the UG degree. For the other PG degree and other UG degree and other specialization arts and science, it would be different. Okay, this is fixed by the AICTE, not by the university. We are following the university AICTE norms. So within 8 semesters, if the student is able to complete this 160 credits and with the CGPA, the CGPA is nothing but cumulative grade point average. Okay, I'll talk about this at the next slide. Okay, if the student is able to get 8 CGPA without the history of any arrear, the 8 years, 8 semesters, sorry, the student would be awarded with the first class degree with distinction. Okay, within even for getting first class degree, one more semester is provided to the student to complete the degree, but the CGPA should be more than 6 in that case. Okay, for all other cases, if the students are able to complete the degree within 12 semesters, that is N plus 2, that is a system being followed by UGC. N is nothing but the number of years, minimum number of years for the course, plus additionally 2 years they are giving to complete any degree as per UGC. As per these norms, since you have got 4 years to complete your degree, 4 plus 2, 6 years. That means that in 12 semesters, if you are not able to complete your degree, no degree will be awarded to the student. Only the transcript you can carry. Okay, so maximum period allowed is 12 semesters. and you should have minimum 5.5 CGPA in order to get at least the second class degree. Definitely these norms are not required for many of you. Since it is my duty to tell all these norms well in advance, I am explaining this point also here. SGPA is nothing but the semester grade point average. Okay, so every semester would be provided semester grade point, and cumulative of all grade points of the previous semester is nothing but CGPA, cumulative grade point average. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, here we follow 50-50. Internal assessment carries 50% weighted. End semester carries 50% weightage. Internal assessment also is split into 4 modes. CLA. CLA stands for the continuous learning assessment. Okay. For the first assessment, we give 10% marks. Though the exams are conducted for 50 marks, it will be reduced to 10. Second test will carry 15%, and just before the end semester exam, we will conduct a model exam. Okay, first test will be based on the first unit only. CLA2 will be based on the second and third units. CLA3 will be based on fourth and fifth unit in general. Sometimes we'll modify the norms also, but these are all the general norms being followed for awarding the various marks. 10 marks, 15 marks, 15 marks for the 3 internal tests conducted within the campus. Okay, again CLA4 will carry 10 marks. These 10 marks will be awarded based on the surprise test, quiz, assignment, seminar, NPTEL, MOOC course, SWAYAM course, case study, debates. The teachers would decide which component has to be decided, or a combination of any two also would be used in some cases for awarding this 10% of marks for the CLA4 component. Okay, there is no mark for attendance. However, we are strictly following 75%. If the student is not able to acquire 75% physical attendance, please note it down. This is physical attendance. Even if the student has attended many programs, only ODs will be offered. Okay, for medical, for any illness, we are allowing the students to avail medical leave, but those days are treated as non-physical attendance. So you need to have minimum 75% physical attendance, but 10% tolerance is given for the OD, ML, and other things. But minimum 65% attendance you should have in order to avail the medical leave, on duty, and other components also. Okay, so more than 10% of the medical leave and other things will not be useful to make up your 75% attendance. So this is very important. Let me repeat once again. 75% physical attendance is required. Okay, even if you are having enough number of days for number of ODs, medical leave, and other things, that will be accounted only for the maximum of 10%. Even in that case, you should have minimum 65% physical attendance. Okay, so this is very, very important. Parents, please note it down. Okay, end semester will carry 50% weightage. For that, the question paper would be common. The evaluation would be conducted in a centralized manner in Katamulukar campus. For all 4 campuses, it will be done in a common manner. Okay, so 50-50 weightage. Even we give more weightage, 50% to the internal assessment. We are very strict in assessing the test performance and the other internal components. Okay, we are not biased in giving any additional marks to any student. It will be purely based on the performance of the students. Next slide. And when I say, so I was telling that 75% attendance is enough for any student to appear for the end semester exam. So the students should not be calculative in maintaining the 75% attendance, because you don't know when there will be a holiday. Okay, so accidentally there should be you may be missing some number of working days in a particular semester. So you cannot be calculative. Please try to maintain more than 95% attendance, at least 90% attendance, so that you will be in the safer side. If you are calculative in maintaining 75% attendance, you may land up in trouble. Even if your attendance percentage is 74, you will miss the opportunity of appearing for the end semester exam because the attendance are entered in ERP. There is no manual entry. We cannot modify the attendance. We cannot make up the attendance. Even within 24 hours, the teacher is not able to enter the attendance. The teacher himself or herself cannot modify the attendance. Please note it down. So don't be calculative in maintaining the attendance for only 75%. Try to attend as many classes as possible. Only for emergencies, you can take some medical leave, not for every time. Okay. So as I told earlier, we give weightage to the practical also in some of the joint courses. Okay, let me tell about the weightage given for the theory and practical. If it is theory and practical course, which is called a joint course in our system, okay, then the theory will have 50% weightage, practical will have 50% weightage. Within the theory, again, we will follow the previous, I explained CLA1, CLA2, CLA3. Those components will be applicable for the 50% of the theory. Okay, so but exams will be conducted for 50 or 100 marks, but the weightage will be taken as it is. Again, for practical course, though the final weightage is 50%, the internal assessment will carry 60% weightage. In semester exam will carry 40% weightage. Okay, the 100% weightage will be finally reduced to 50. Theory will have 50, practical will have 50. Within theory 50, you have the CLA1, CLA2, CLA3, and so on. Within practical, you have got internal 60, end semester 40. For the internal 60, that internal 60 would be based on your regular performance in the lab hours. Okay, so if you are absent for a particular lab period, you will be missing some of the marks in the internal assessment. Okay, next slide. Now, these are all the various grades awarded as per the UGC norms. Okay, so as per the revised UGC norms, it is very easy for the students to get more than 9 CGPA because for the marks above 91, you will be getting O grade, which carries 10 grades. Okay, 10 grade points. So even if the student is not able to get 99, if he is able to get at least a 91, the grade awarded would be O, which carries 10 grade points, equivalent to 100 marks. So because of this revised norms, the students after 2018 regulations are able to score very good CGPA. So you are lucky to have these revised norms. The batches studied before this 2018, for them O grade, to get O grade, they should have got minimum 95 marks, but for it is only 91. So and so on in other grades also. And those who are detained in a particular course for want of attendance. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, if the student is not maintaining 75% in a particular course, the student will not be permitted to apply and appear for end semester exam. Automatically, the students will be treated as a detained student in that particular course, not in a particular semester. Okay, there are two types of detention. One is a semester detention, other one is a course detention. I will talk about semester detention later. Now I am talking about the course detention. If the student is not gaining 75% attendance in that subject, in that course, the student will be detained, and the student has to redo the subject in the next semester or in the any other semesters. Okay, so for that the student has to pay 10,000 rupees per course, per detained course. He will be taught again the same subject separately or maybe with one or two students during the weekends or during the evening hours, but not during regular hours. So these are all the major challenges that the students will be facing if they miss to get 75% attendance. So very, very important, if the student misses 75%, then the detention will make them to pay 10,000 rupees. Apart from that, the student has to spend again the time in the evening hours or during Saturdays or during Sundays to attend the courses. Again, the student has to score minimum 75% attendance in the compulsory course also. Again, otherwise again he will be detained. So please ensure that You are maintaining minimum 75% in the regular semester itself to avoid all these complications in the future. Next. Okay, as I told you earlier, physical presence 75% is required. ODML, you can have any number of days, but only 10% would be accounted. Here I have mentioned 25%. Okay, so up to 25% you can earn MLOD, but if you don't have 65% physical presence, then the whatever the percentage of MLOD you have already have in your account will go waste. Okay, so that means only 10% would be useful. But I want to tell another point. If the student has got 65% physical attendance, but only 5% MLOD means that also will not allow you to appear for in-semester exam, because 65 plus 5, it is 70 only. But if you have 25% ML, but in for the physical presence, if it is only 60 plus 25, 85 comes, but it will not be taken as 85 by the ERP. There should be a minimum 65% physical presence. It's very, very important. Okay. The attendance entry would be closed within 24 hours in ERP. The students are asked to verify their attendance every day. Okay. At the end of the day, let them verify whether they have got the attendance. But normally it would be given perfectly by all the teachers. Sometimes if the teacher misses the attendance for a particular student in a particular course, if the student brings it to my notice or brings it to the concerned HOD's notice, automatically it can be modified. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to modify, because the ERP will not allow any teacher to re-enter the attendance after 24 hours after the commencement of the classes. Okay, so very, very important. Attendance will not be given for attending the conferences, workshops, and being conducted outside the campus. If it is conducted within the campus, attendance will be given. If the student go out of the campus for attending any conference, any workshop, OD, on duty would be given. That on duty should be accounted under 25% only. I told you that only 10% would be useful in that case also. So even if the student is interested to go to attend any number of workshops or conferences outside, they are permitted, they are given OD, but not attendance. Physical presence should be there for 75%. Okay, similarly, to avail medical leave, the student should give a discharge summary. Okay, by giving just a doctor's certificate, the student cannot avail medical leave. Okay, discharge summary is required, and medical fitness certificate, which is nothing but the doctor's certificate. Okay, but it is very easy to get the doctor's certificate nowadays. That is the reason we have started insisting the students to come with the discharge summary. Medical discharge summary is generally given for those who are admitted in the hospital. But if you got treatment only for 1 or 2 days, if you are not admitted in the hospital, at least a medical prescription given by the doctor has to be attached along with the medical certificate given by the doctor, even for 1 or 2 days. But these certificates should be produced in original to the respective class advisor within 2 days from the date of joining the class. Okay. Once you join the class, you should be able to produce. Okay. Otherwise, within 2 days, you should be able to produce. After that, it will not be accepted. Because in most of the cases, the students at the end, they come to know some shortage in the attendance. They try to make up the attendance by getting the certificates, fake certificates from the doctors. That those things will not be accepted at any cost. Okay, so if you have availed any medical leave, the concerned student should be able to give the supporting evidences, which means the medical fitness certificate, medical prescription within 2 days immediately after joining the college. Okay, so the parents can meet the class advisors if the student attendance and academic performances are not good at any point of time. There is no particular visiting hours. You can meet them at any time during the college hours. The parents can view their students' academic progress in the website also. I'll tell you how to view the particulars at the end of this session, end of my address. Next slide. Here itself it is. I'm able to explain now. So this is the website. Parents, please note it down. The website ID is SRMIST okay, srmist.edu.in. This is a website, common website for all 4 campuses. Okay, this is not meant for Katangalur. This is applicable for all 4 campuses. Okay, so after getting into this front page, here there is an icon, students. Okay, so this one has to be entered. Okay, next slide. After entering the students icon, you will get the page again with the students gateway. Sridhar, yes, here. See here, you will, sorry, here you will get parents icon now. First time you have to press against icon student, then you will get the icon parents. Okay. Now again you have to press it here. Next slide. Once you press the parents icon, you will get this slide. Here you can see an icon welcoming the parent gateway. Welcome to parent gateway. So this icon has to be entered. Next. Yes, this is the last slide. I don't want to confuse you. Okay, first you have to go to the SRM website by entering srmist.edu.in, and then you have to press students icon. Then in the next slide, parents icon. Then this third slide you will get. Okay, here there are 2 rows you have to fill up. First row is meant for the ID. If the parent is entering into this page, the parent have to enter the registration number of your ward. Okay, with the prefix R, sorry, P. Okay, the registration number will start with the letter RA. Okay, RA and then 10 digits number. Okay, so RA 10 digits number would be the registration number of your ward. Before that, you add a letter P. Here at bottom you can see PRA 1413123 something. Okay, so the student ID is starting with RA. The parent have to put prefix P letter. So that is the default login ID for the parent. Okay, and the default password is nothing but the date of birth of your ward. You can change it later, but at the first time it would be the date of birth by default. Okay, date of birth should be in the format of YYY, 4 Y's. Okay, in case if your date of birth is 2/4/2003, okay, then you have to enter 02/04/2003. Okay, so 8 letters you have to enter as a password. But I request a parent to change the password immediately, because the students who are not performing well will be able to change the password and you will not be able to view the particulars. Even in that case, you can report the change made in your login credentials to the PRO madam, that is Mrs. Padma Rao, again to reset the password. This can be done. Okay, so these are all the, so this is a major provision given to the parent to view the students' academic progress, fees details, and attendance progress. All the 3 can be easily viewed by the parent without contacting the ward or without contacting the university. If there is any clarification required, you can make a phone call, or you can contact, or you can come visit the campus to interact with the faculty member, HOD, or myself. You are anytime welcome to visit the campus. Next. Okay, so this is last slide. Okay, please note down the email ID and phone numbers of the important persons. Okay, these phone numbers are working only in Vadapalani campus. Right now, the faculty members are staying in Ekadatangal campus since our SIMS hospital has taken the Vadapalani campus facility for providing the medical support to the needy people. We are now functioning at Ekadatangal, but once the regular classes start, we will go back to Vadapalani campus. All these numbers will be functional. But right now there are 2 numbers available. I'll tell you that first, you note it down. The number starts with 044. 044 is a STD code for Chennai, followed by the number 439699. Last 2 digits only will be different. For Dean it is 55, for Dean Office 56, Student Coordinator 66, Accounts department 67, HOD ECE 47, for mechanical it is 61, for CSE it is 65, for hostel warden, it is not visible. Mrs. Sridhar, can you please raise it? Okay, otherwise I'll just read out from my mobile. Okay, those who are staying in the hostel can interact with the hostel warden directly. Just a minute. Okay, your hostel warden name is Mr. Gauri Manogar. Okay, his number is, even if you want to book the hostel now, you can just talk to him. His number is 98943 67949. That is for boys. For the girls, Vadapalani campus does not have any girls hostel, dedicated girls hostel facility. However, Ramapuram campus administration is supporting Vadapalani campus to accommodate the girls. You have to pay the fees at Ramapuram only, but we are providing, Vadapalani campus is providing the bus facility at free of cost to commute between the hostel and the Ramapuram campus daily for dropping and for taking them back to the hostel facility. So for Ramapuram boys hostel, I have told you the number. Okay. Similarly for girls, you can note it down. For the boys, let me repeat the number once again: 98943 67949. For the girls, again I don't have the number. Okay. Otherwise, I'll end of this session. I'll in the chat box I will mention the number of the girls hostel. Okay. And it's similarly the email ID also you can note it down. Every email ID is ending with dot. Am I not audible now? Mr. Aghamad has mentioned that I am not audible. Okay. Email ID is ending with dot VDP the common letters dot VDP at the rate srmist.edu.in. Okay. If you mention dean dot et before dot VDP, the mail will come to me. Similarly for others, please note it down. For dean office, dean of. Student coordinator, student dot coordinator dot VDP SRMIST and so on. For accounts, just accounts. HODEC, HOD.EC. It is very easy to remember these terms. For HOD mechanical, HOD.mech, HOD.CSE for CSE. Okay, so everything is ending with dot VDP at srmist.edu.in. For any queries, first I request the parents and the students to contact the class advisors first, because you know very well that there are around 5,000 students studying in this campus, including part-time and all years I'm telling. So if every student is contacting the HOD directly, definitely the HOD will not be able to answer to all the students. So I request the parents and the students to contact the respective class advisor first. You will come to know the phone number and email ID of the class advisor once the class starts. Okay, right now I'm not able to give the numbers because you will be attached with the different classes. So you will get all those details once you start attending the classes. You contact him or her for getting your doubts clarified. Then you can escalate your doubt to the next level of HOD. Again, at HOD's level, it is not getting sorted out. Then you can send it to me. For any financial issues, you can directly contact the accounts department. For any scholarships, for any other facility concessions like railway concession or bus pass or something else, the general amenities. For general amenities, you can contact the student coordinator directly at the phone number or at the email ID. As I told you earlier, these phone numbers may not be working now, but these email IDs are working now. So you can straight away contact us at any point of time through email ID. But the numbers 566, 56 and 66 are still functioning. Okay, these numbers are still there in Vadapalani, but some of our faculty members are staying over there. They will answer for the calls getting received at these two numbers, 5666. The numbers ending with 56 and 66. Okay, so that's all from my side. If there is any clarification required, you can send the details to me or to your HOD. For admission related matters, I have already given the numbers 735-833-3361. You can contact them. Okay, that's all from my side. Okay. Thank you very much. Once again, welcome the aspiring engineers joining SRM Vadapaleni campus. I congratulate them. I appreciate them for having taken a right decision, that is to start their engineering career in a premier institution of SRM and at Vadapaleni campus. Okay. I wish you all the best. Thank you once again. Okay, for bus facility, okay, I have not given the number. One of the student has mentioned in the chat box the contact number for the bus facility. Please note down the transport in charge number. Okay, his name is Jayakiran. Okay, please note down his number 96884. Please note down 96884-02675. Let me repeat 96884-02675. So this is the number belonging to the person, Mr. Jayakaran Transport. Since the campus is located in the heart of the city, well connected by means of road and rail, the students generally are not preferring the college bus facility. In order to save transport costs, they generally come by the public transport, because next to our gate is Vadapaleni metro station gate. Okay, so after getting from the station, it may not take more than 50 meters to get into the campus. So it is well connected by rail. Similarly, Vadapaleni bus station is located just behind our campus. By walk, they can come from the Vadapaleni depot. And the bus station, bus stops are located very nearby. Even if you want to come by our college bus facility, just you talk to him, try to know the bus route. There are only 4 bus routes we are operating now. One from West Tambaram, other one from Tiruvallur, one more from Avadi, the other one from Tiruvanmiyur. Even if you want to start a new route, we are ready to operate any new route, but there must be minimum some number. Minimum 10 students should be able to come by that route. Okay, so then we will be able to operate. Even if there is no bus route available, just to give your option to the transport in charge, so that he will note down. Once we get the minimum number of responses, then we will be able to arrange a new route also. Okay, and sports facility, one of the students has mentioned the chat box about the sports facility. As I told you earlier, due to the space constraint, because of the location, since it is located in the heart of the city, we have the space constraint, due to which we don't have any outdoor game facility. Inside the campus, we have the indoor game facilities. Okay, but outdoor game facility is not available. However, we conduct intramural competitions every year using the sports facility available at Katangalattur. We take our students to Katangalattur, we conduct the competitions, but we are not able to provide any outdoor game facility. Please note it down, we will not be able to provide because of the space constraint. That is the reason we are able to give more focus on the academics. Our students are able to get more university ranks, able to achieve better academic performance. Okay, though the creamy layer students are joining Katangalattur, we are able to produce the better academic performance every year. Okay, and one by one, let me just read out bus facility, sports facility. I have already told. Endowment process, when it starts. Okay, it has already started, but there is a technical glitch due to which in all the 4 campuses it is going in a sluggish manner. Okay, so the ERP facility is at Katangalattur only. They are extending the facility to all the 4 campuses. We are not able to do anything, but don't worry about the endowment process. Even without doing the endowment, you will be able to attend the classes starting from 21st. We are going to start the bridge courses commencing from 21st September. So even the students, whoever have got admitted at Vadapaleni, would be able to attend the classes even without completing the endowment process. But endowment process is very, very important. Otherwise, you will not get the registration number. Then we will not be able to enter your attendance in the ERP. But very soon it will get over. But don't worry that you are not able to upload your particulars, you are not able to complete the process. It will be done since a new ERP is, has been put into application. That is called this from this year onwards. We are using a new ERP called URP, University Resource Planning. We are also new to that system. There are some technical glitches. Our ITKM department at Katangalathur is trying to sort out all those things. This problem is there for all 4 campuses, not only for Vada Planning. Please understand. And don't worry about incompleteness of enrollment process. We will take that. And about the mobile phone and rejection. We are permitting the mobile phone inside the campus. Okay, of course, nowadays everything is done through only mobile phone. Okay, the students can bring their mobile phones, but usage of mobile phone inside the classroom during the class hours is not permitted. Okay, if anybody is found using mobile phone inside the classroom during the class hours, okay, definitely the mobile phone would be taken by the respective teacher, and you should be able to give a convincing reply. Then only your phone will be given back to you. Sometimes you will be collecting the fine amount also. Mobile phone is permitted inside the campus, but not during the class hours. Very, very important. And what about the timetable class schedule? That will be given, don't worry, during the department orientation, or during the department orientation, it will be explained by the respective HOD. Okay, give contact number for discussing admission issue. For admission, I told you the number 735-833-3361. Okay, please note down 735-833-3361. Okay, or you can send a mail to the email ID of admissions.vdp@srmist.edu.in. Admissions.vdp. Okay, the remaining things are common for everything. That is @srmist.edu.in. Books will not be provided, but you can avail the library book facility. Okay, we don't charge anything for the books and the bus. Okay, if you want to avail bus facility, you have to pay it separately. But for the books, we don't charge anything. That is why we don't give anything. Okay. However, the teachers would be telling the books, recommended books to be purchased. Okay, but I don't think the students need not purchase any book from outside. The books, whatever available in the library, will be sufficient for their reference. Okay, but it is better to have some books at least for the core subjects, so that while you are preparing for the competitive exams, you will be able to mark all those things if it is your own book. Okay, what is the total strength of CS department for first year? Okay, that and all is not required for you. In here, I am telling it is 300. Okay, there are some still there are some seats available in all the 3 branches. Okay, if your friends are still looking for any admission, you can straight away approach us so that you will be able to continue your 4 years course along with your friends. Okay, we are not collecting any extra money for the admissions taking place even now. Only the counseling fee. If the student has got, even if the student has not applied for SRM-JEE, now you are able to permit them to apply, and the lab seats are provided to them without any additional charge. Okay, so this is the golden opportunity for bring your friends to your known circle, so that you can spend your 4 years along with your friends. Okay. Laptops are allowed. Yes, it is allowed. Laptops are allowed. Even we are providing the Wi-Fi facility to the students. Okay, 150 Mbps bandwidth is provided in the campus for the students to avail the internet Wi-Fi facility. Okay, and other advantage is, and the entire campus is equipped with centralized air conditioning. Okay, even in the classroom and in the lab facility, at most of the places, you can feel the air conditioning atmosphere. Okay, what else? Yeah, the playing in Katangalathur. Yes, we are not allowing the students to play in Katangalathur or any other campus. Only for conducting the intramural competition, we are using the Katangalathur facility. However, our students will not be allowed to go to Katangalathur. Only for 2 things they are allowed: for attending the Milan, for attending the Arush, and for attending the intramural competition at Katangalattur. Okay. However, if you want to avail any lab facility, if that particular lab is not available in Vadapalani, if there is a need to use the technical facility, lab facility, then you approach your department. They will facilitate you to go and avail that facility in Katangalattur. Okay, but straight away you cannot go and avail the facility without prior permission, except for Arush and Milan and for the intramural competitions. Okay, that's all I think. Okay, now one more thing about the online classes. Okay, right now you know very well that we are in the pandemic situation. As per the government norms, we are not supposed to conduct the classes in a regular mode. Once we get the green signal for from the AICT, UGC, and from the state and central governments, then we'll back to our normal mode. Till then, we'll be teaching the subjects through online only. Okay, there are some labs which can be conducted through virtual mode also. CSE department need not worry about the lab because we have got the e-lab facility. All the labs will be conducted through e-lab. Even for CSE and EC and mechanical, there are some labs which can be conducted through virtual mode. So whatever we are able to do through virtual, we are doing it for the lab facility. But for all the theories, we are going to conduct the classes through online from 1st October. The regular classes would start from 1st October, but from 21st September, that is from next Monday, the classes will be started, but we will be focusing only on the bridge courses, the fundamental courses, English, Maths, Physics, Chemistry. Those subjects would be touched upon by our faculty members. They will brush up the knowledge required. The knowledge you have already gained in the school would be recollected so that you will be able to straight away understand the concepts which we are going to teach from the curriculum, which would start from 1st October. Okay, let me repeat once again. The online classes will start from 21st September, that is from next Monday for all. But till 30th September, we would be focusing only on the fundamental courses, the bridge courses. From 1st October onwards, we will start the regular curriculum. Okay, so that's all. Enrollment process, you don't worry about the enrollment process. We will take care. As I told you earlier, there are some technical glitches which will be sorted out very soon. Still, we have enough days before the commencement of the regular classes from the 1st October. We will be able to complete the entire enrollment process. The students will be able to get the registration number as well as the ID card, with which they can start attending the regular classes from the 1st October. Even from 21st September onwards, you can start attending the classes, but not with the university registration number, because the enrollment process is yet to be completed for many students. Okay, I think you have not mentioned any other query in the chat box. These are the common things. Okay. How to apply for bike pass? Through respective class in charges, you can apply for the sticker. Okay, the university sticker that should be pasted on the bike, and you should come with a helmet and pillion rider. Only one pillion is allowed to come with you. You should not come with 2 pillion riders. Okay, and please try to enter into the campus with 20 kilometers per speed, because next to our building is SIMS hospital. There are many patients moving around, so you should not come with more speed. You have to enter into the campus with minimum speed, and you should not make any horn inside the campus. Okay. Scholarship details will be provided by the PRO madam after my address, even today itself. NCC we don't have because of the space constraint. NSS only we have. Okay, NCC is an optional subject. Alternative subjects are NSS and yoga. So you can choose NSS or yoga. Okay. Canteen facility, we have good canteen facilities available in the ground floor. Both breakfast and lunch can be available from the canteen at a nominal cost. Even if you are not interested to avail the canteen facility, you are allowed to go out. Since it is located in the heart of the city, there are many hotels located nearby. But you should be very careful in traveling in the road, because it is a busy road. It is a state highway. though it is a 100-foot road, it is very, very busy road. You should be very careful on walking on the road. Okay, so that is why we don't generally advise the students to go out of the campus during the college hours. Timing I have already mentioned 8 to 3, but now it is not 8 to 3. For online classes, we start from 9 o'clock. Okay, 9 o'clock, but till 3 o'clock, 3:30, 5 o'clock, depending upon the timetable, the classes will be conducted. But it starts from 9 for the online classes. For the regular classes, the classes will start from 8 o'clock. Okay, the teachers will be available by 7:50 itself during the regular time. Okay, how to join career development courses? This career development course is a compulsory course. Every student has to undergo this course. That is the part of the curriculum. You will not worry about the enrollment. We will take care. Okay, uh, that's all. And thank you very much. Thank you, madam, for giving me the opportunity to interact with our students. Thank you.